Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live on December 29th, 2022. We are just a few days away from the new year. I hope that you've got some exciting New Year's plans scheduled. We're going to be partying at the Clay Center right here in Charleston with my kids. We're going to be going there for their New Year's Eve event, which is a fun thing for kids. If you've got kids, it's a great thing to take them to because they can have a big New Year's Eve party in the middle of the day. So it's a lot of fun. And then, of course, we've got some other fun festivities planned out. I hope you've got something that's exciting planned out. And I hope you're going to have a wonderful new year. That's going to be coming up here just a couple days. And speaking of the new year, today we are going to continue our series from the Forbes article on new technology trends that are going to be available in 2023. Believe it or not, we are well into it's funny just thinking about. I was watching a movie from the 80s over the weekend. I was showing to my kids, and it was supposed to be in the distant future, and they mentioned that it was taking place in the year 2004. So the movie that I saw when I was a kid that was talking about the distant future was talking about what is now the distant past to me 20 years ago. So it's just wild to think about how time flies. Well, let's get right back into our article today. We have already discussed what is going on with artificial intelligence in 2023 and how the metaverse is going to be becoming more and more real, and of course Web 3.0. Number 4 on the list from our futurist friend at Forbes, Mr. Bernard Marr, is bridging the digital and physical worlds. And what he talks about here is he says we've already seen an emerging bridge between the digital and physical worlds, and this trend will continue in 2023. There are two components of this merger: digital twin technology and 3D printing. So when you combine digital twin technology with 3D printing, we're going to see really fast, incredible changes to our physical world and able to update manufacturing in ways that we've never seen before. Digital twin is whenever you have a simulated object, and then of course the 3D printer is the ability to turn that object into a physical object in real life. So the example that he gives here, an example is in Formula One cars, what they were able to do were put sensors all over the cars based on the driving conditions that day. And they were able to tell, based on the humidity, based on the, the overall water, the overall surface, the overall surface temperature of the roads, how much dust there was, all that kind of stuff. They were able to apply all that sensor data to the digital twin of the vehicles, and then based on that, they were able to 3D print customized pieces of hardware for the cars. So you have that digital twin aspect. You're able to use real life sensor information, apply it to that digital twin, tweak things around, modify it in the digital space. Then once you improve it in the digital space, then you print it out from the digital space back into the physical space and then use it. And that right there gives you kind of just a glimpse at what's going to be possible moving forward with the combination of digital twins and 3D printing. It's going to be really cool stuff coming down the line, so be keeping an eye out for that. You're going to be hearing more and more about that. And then we're going to see increasingly editable nature. Now, this kind of stuff gets a little bit scary when we're talking about the ability to edit nature. Of course, this technology is definitely coming. There's no doubt about it, and in many ways it's already here. You might have heard of CRISPR, which has been around for a few years, but it's a gene editing technology that allows us to alter DNA. It's being used in all kinds of different things, from creating foods and eliminating allergies to improved pesticides, all kinds of stuff, eliminating or correcting DNA mutations. It's really exciting stuff. It has unbelievable potential. Of course, there's always the science fiction horror story aspect to something like this, where things will go terribly wrong. That's certainly what a lot of people worry about with DNA altering and nanotechnology, there's always the potential of things going horribly wrong, but it is definitely going to increase moving forward in 2023. He thinks that this is going to be a big year for that type of stuff. And I think he's probably right. That's going to continue to grow every single year. Number 6 on his list is the quantum process. He says right now there is a worldwide race to develop quantum computing at scale. Quantum computing, which uses subatomic particles to create a new way of processing and storing information will be a technological leap that's expected to bring us computers capable of operating 1 trillion times more quickly than the fastest traditional processors available today. So here's the problem with quantum computing. It's really exciting. It is beyond cutting edge. It's just it's theoretical is really what it is. It's not cutting edge. It's not bleeding edge. It doesn't exist yet. And it might not ever exist. It's kind of like nuclear fission. It's one of these things that is kind of conceptually exists, but whether or not we'll ever see it is a completely different discussion. So that's what we're looking at when we're looking at quantum computing. The problem is with quantum computing, if we can actually make it real, then whoever makes it real first is just going to rule the world, because it completely destroys all of our current encryption tools and technologies, and it will just dwarf any kind of computing power that we have now. If you were to combine quantum computing with artificial intelligence, I mean, you're going to be creating, something on the scale of the atomic bomb. I mean, it's going to be a type of technology that is going to be, unfathomable to us today. Unfathomable. Yeah, I think I said it right that time. Unfathomable to us today. It's going to be unbelievable. So if it is even remotely possible, then that means that we have to work on it. We have to try to make it happen. You've got Russia, China, the UK, the US, everybody is pouring tons of money into quantum computing, because the idea that if we don't get there and they get there first, then it's going to be some major problems. It doesn't even matter who they is. We have to be able to achieve this technology. Next is going to be on number 7 on his list is a progress in green technology. One of the biggest challenges the world is facing right now is putting the brakes on carbon emissions so that we can tackle the climate crisis. In 2023, look forward for continuous progress around green hydrogen, a new clean burning source of energy that produces close to zero greenhouse gas emissions. Shell and RWE, 2 major European energy companies, are creating the first major green pipelines for wind plants and in the North Sea. So that's definitely, as we continue into 2023, you're definitely going to see more and more of those types of technologies. Green technologies are being built up to deal with the emissions, to both capture carbon and to eliminate carbon, alternative sources of energy, alternative sources of power generations, alternative power grids, smarter power grids based on decentralization, the distribution of energy through different models that will be a lot more efficient than the way things work right now. So all of these technologies are being developed, and in 2023, there's a good chance that there are going to be some big leaps and bounds in those technologies, as everybody in the world is focusing and paying attention to what's going on in the climate, what's happening with green technologies, and it's a real space race right now for how are we going to most effectively deal with producing energy? How are we going to most effectively deal with carbon emissions? How are we going to most effectively make smarter energy choices, make smarter energy distributions? All these green technologies are going to continue to expand, and that's nothing but positive, and there's nothing but pluses behind that. So that gets us kind of to number 8 on our list, which we are going to tackle tomorrow. We will tackle 8, 9, and 10 tomorrow. I hope that you found all this interesting. I hope some of this gives you a pretty good idea of what's going to be coming in the future of of technology of 2023, what it's going to be bringing us. It's some very exciting stuff, and I can't wait to see where things are going to be heading as we move into the new year. I hope you have a wonderful new year. I hope that you've had a wonderful end of the year, and your days after Christmas have been good. I know a lot of people are on vacation this time of year. If that's what you're up to and you view this after your vacation, I hope you enjoy that. In any event, you have a great rest of your day. I will see you again tomorrow when we will wrap up our list of 2023.